You can't do the things that make you happy without money. Money doesn't solve all problems, but having no money solves nothing. You can say money doesn't buy happiness, but poverty makes people unhappy. So that argument is flawed. The problem with people saying money doesn't buy happiness is their definition of happiness is almost always something you have to pay for, like traveling the world. You can't travel the world without money. So you need money to do what makes you happy, which is travel the world. Money buys the things that make you happy. So that means money does buy happiness. If you say money doesn't buy happiness, do you know what life is like without any money? You can't pay rent, you can't buy a house. Why do people spend their whole life working for money if money doesn't buy happiness? Because you need money. If you don't have money for food, you can't eat. If family is what makes you happy, if they have a medical emergency, not having money is gonna make you unhappy in that situation. But if you have money, you can get them the best doctors and you can give them the best medical treatments. That will make you happy. Money might not solve all problems, but it can improve any situation. If someone made 30K a year, suddenly makes 100K a year, their level of happiness would increase immensely. If someone made $1 million a year, suddenly makes $1.1 million a year, their level of happiness might not increase at all or very little. But even in that scenario, you would still be happier with money than without. The increase in the amount of money that you make provides financial stability. Most people are not happy because they're not financially stable. Living paycheck to paycheck is stressful. Not having money when you need it is stressful. If you can't afford an expensive car repair, you're gonna be stressed out. If you own a home and your roof is leaking and you can't fix it, you're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be stressed out. When you have money, you're a lot happier because you don't have to worry as much. You don't have to worry about losing your job. Most people are unhappy because they don't like their job. If they didn't have to wake up every day going to a job that they don't like, they would be a lot happier. Having money gives you the financial freedom to do what makes you happy in life and to stop doing what doesn't make you happy. If you want to go to the best schools or if you want your kids to be in the best schools, you need money. If you know your mom is stressed out because her old car always breaks down and what makes you happy is seeing your mom happy, then if you had money and you were able to buy her a brand new car and you can see her smile and it makes you happy, then that means money does buy happiness. Because to provide you the life that you want to live and provide your family with the life that they want to live, your parents the life they want to live, you need money. If spending time with family is what makes you happy, you need money to have the financial freedom to spend a lot of time with your family so you don't have to work all the time. You need time for that, and money buys you that time. What people don't understand is wealth has diminishing returns at a certain point, but having no wealth, having no money has no returns. So when you think about it, having money is always better than having no money. And you can say that you've seen people happy with no money. I've seen people that are sad, stressed out, aren't happy but look happy. That doesn't really make them happy. They might be happy around people, but at the end of the day, when you're all alone at night, you can't lie to yourself because you're unhappy. And if you gave that person $20, you'll see them smile. They'll almost certainly feel happier. They'll have a sense of joy because they can go out and buy food that makes them happy, food that they like, food that are delicious. Ice cream. Ice cream makes you happy. And if you think about it, being poor and unhappy and being rich and unhappy, being rich is better. If you're unhappy with money, you're gonna be unhappier without money. Wealthy people can say money doesn't buy happiness, but I've never seen the richest people give away all their money and live in poverty. People who say having money doesn't make you happy don't give away all their money and live with no money. You'll have more problems if you had no money. You'll have less problems if you have money. Think about everything that you're stressed out about, including financial problems. Now, if you have money, at least you don't have to stress about financial problems. And having less to stress about, less to worry about, wouldn't that make you happier? I'm not saying you'll be 100% happy, but it would make you happier if you had less problems. No one can ever have no problems. That shouldn't even be an argument. That argument is flawed. No one lives life without any problems. But having money and having enough money means you have less problems, which means you're happier. The lack of money almost certainly brings misery. Imagine living in a country that's very poor and you don't have clean water. You don't know when your next meal is because you're living in poverty. Having money, living in a better environment, having clean water, knowing you'll have food to eat will almost certainly make you happier. If you don't have clean water to drink, you might get diarrhea. That's not going to make you happy. Imagine being scared all the time because you don't have clean water to drink or you don't know when your next meal is. You're going to be stressed out. You're not really going to be happy. You can still enjoy moments of happiness when you do other things that make you happy, but you can still argue that they're not 100% happy. You can argue almost any point. You can argue about anything. Having money doesn't make you 100% happy, but that argument is flawed because having no money won't make you happy 100% because you're going to have to deal with problems that stem from the lack of money. No one really wants to live in poverty. Everyone wants their basic needs met. And to do that, you need money. To pursue your passions, you need the financial freedom to do so. You need time to do the things that make you happy. You need time to do the things that you enjoy. And money buys that time. If you want to travel the world, you're not going to have time to travel the world if you're always working to make ends meet. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have to work hard so you can put food on the table, if you're stressed out about that, you're not going to have any time to do the things that you want. Money buys freedom, and you need financial freedom to do the things that you enjoy. I think when people say money doesn't buy happiness, they get it confused with money isn't everything. Money isn't everything, but having money is a part of happiness. Just like working a job that you enjoy is a part of happiness. Making enough money to enjoy life is a part of happiness. Just like having friends is a part of happiness. Being in a relationship is a part of happiness. No one thing can make you happy. It's a combination of things that make you happy. And when you have the right combination, friends, a relationship, a stable job, or a stable income, and being in good health, that makes you happy. It's about having all the components to maximize happiness. No one thing can maximize happiness without anything else. You need to have multiple components to have maximum happiness. If you only have a relationship, but you have no friends, you have no job, and you can't feed yourself, you're not going to maximize happiness that way. You still need the other components to fulfill you. But living paycheck to paycheck makes you stressed out, sad, have anxiety about losing your job or missing a paycheck if you can't cover emergencies. Life isn't perfect. Things happen. Most people are one emergency away from starvation. If they have a sudden medical emergency or an expensive car repair, they wouldn't be able to cover it. That's stressful. Living like that almost certainly makes you unhappy. And if you have money and you don't have to worry about that, you'll be happier. And then you have people that argue, well, if you remove money, but everything that makes you happy stays the same, and you can enjoy everything that makes you happy, you wouldn't need money to make you happy. We don't live in a world like that. You gotta be realistic. Come back to reality. The world we live in requires money to do everything. Nothing's free in this world. So that argument is not valid. If having friends make you happy, majority of y'all wouldn't have any friends if you didn't have any money to go out with friends. And then your argument becomes, well, we can do things that doesn't require money. Let's say for 100 years, you only do things that are free. Would you still have friends? Every time your friends invite you to go out, but you have no money to go anywhere, and you always say no, and you never go out, sooner or later, you'll have no friends. If you have money and you struggle to get a job, or you can't get a job, or you get laid off, you're not gonna be sad. You're not gonna be stressed out. You're not gonna worry. It's not a problem because you have money. You don't need to rely on anything. You don't need to rely on a job. You need money for a relationship. Imagine having no money, never having money. Not even $1. How long would you be in a relationship for? Would you be able to find a girlfriend with no money, never having money, never being able to take her out to eat, never being able to celebrate anniversaries because you don't have no money to go anywhere or do anything? What about marriage? Weddings aren't free. You need money for weddings. Your girlfriend will eventually want to get married and have a nice wedding. That's going to make her happy, which makes you happy. You need money to do all that. You need money to be in a happy relationship. You're not going to be happy with no money in a relationship. Sooner or later, you'll be single. You need money to start a family. How are you going to take care of your family with no money? How are you going to put food on the table? How are you going to pay rent? How are you going to buy a house? Everything costs money. Nothing's free in this world. So if having a healthy, happy relationship is what makes you happy, you need money for that. You need money to maintain a happy, healthy relationship. Going on a honeymoon is not free. If you want to take your girlfriend out to eat at a nice restaurant, you need money. It's not free. There's always exceptions to the rule. There's probably people out there who are happy without any money. But generally, majority of people would not be happy without any money. There are people out there who can be single for life and be happy. There are people out there who have no friends but like to be by themselves and they can still be happy. There's always an exception to any rule. You can argue any point, but generally, for the majority of people, money buys happiness. You need money to buy Christmas presents. Too much of anything good is bad. If you have too much of something, it will always bring misery. It's about having a balance in life. Money is a tool, but you still have to know how to use that tool to bring you happiness. If you're unhappy because there's something that you can't solve, you still gotta know how to use that tool, how to use the money to hire people to help you. There's experts in every field. If you're struggling mentally, you need money to see a therapist. A therapist is not free. Having money will improve your situation, but that's if you know how to use it right. Just like anything in life, it's not just about having talent or having skills. You have to know how to apply that talent or apply that skill. There's many people out there that are so gifted, but they never reach their full potential because they don't know how to use their talent. They don't know how to use their skill. Money will fix or improve your situation if you know how to use it the right way. Some people argue having money ruins friendships. If money ruined your friendship, then that was not a real friend. Money just showed you their true colors. There's wealthy people who have fake friends, but there's also poor people who have fake friends. So I don't see the argument there. Whether you have fake friends or not has nothing to do with your wealth. It has nothing to do with how much money you have. There's many people that don't have any real friends and they're poor. And there's many people who are extremely wealthy and have real friends. It's about knowing who to hang out with and who to be friends with and who to associate yourself with. It's about being smart and making smart decisions. Money has nothing to do with it. Money is just a tool. Imagine having fake friends and you're poor, and imagine having fake friends and you're wealthy. It's better to have fake friends and you're wealthy than having fake friends and being poor. In almost any scenario, having money is always better than having no money. Money is a tool. You can do a lot of different things that makes you happy. So technically, having money makes you happier because you'll never get bored. If you don't have money, you're limited to what you can do. And if you do the same thing over and over again, people get bored. Eventually, you'll have diminishing returns of happiness. You're not going to be as happy as when you first experienced it. But at least with money, when you get bored, you have money to do other things that make you happy. And if traveling the world makes you happy, you're never going to run out of places to travel. No one can travel every inch of the world in their lifetime. There's always new places you can explore. And even if you're bored with Earth and you've done everything, if you have enough money, you can travel to outer space. There's infinite amount of planets that you can explore, infinite amount of sights that you can see. There's always gonna be something that you've never experienced before. Life is short. You're not gonna be able to experience everything in life, so there's no way you'll get bored. If you like playing games, when you get bored, you can buy another game. If you don't have any money, you can only play that one game that you like. And when you're bored, you don't have money to solve that boredom. And if you play so much games and you become bored of games, you can do something else that makes you happy, because you have the money to do so. You have the financial freedom to do so. So even in that situation, money will make you happier longer, because if you didn't have any money, you'd be doing the same thing over and over again. And let's say you get bored in a year, then you're no longer happy. So having money lets you do different things. So money does buy happiness.